Okay, boys, it's time. Nearest the top rail will get this semi-final underway. Well, that's a bit of finals day excitement there, because complete miss hit on the break. Players are trying to come parallel across, and just look where he hits this. Loads of draw, comes off here, misses the one by quite some weight. It's understandable though, he's going to be excited. Obviously we've just seen the route for WOJCIECH to get to the semi-finals, but this just feels different. It feels like in some ways a different tournament. Just one table now in play. There's a good few people sat right around the arena as well, so this visit here could settle him down so early on. After the red 3, I think the pink 4 will go. He'd love to be kind of where he's at now. Got a bit of an angle here now, so he's just got to be a bit careful, because let's just say he draws the cue ball back. He's coming sort of near that 8 ball. So he's going forward 2 rails, trying to come around the 6. Real good look at the cue action there. The fluent backswing. Yeah, just trying to come away from the green, but he's still not out of the woodwork just yet. The balls are just laying a little tricky, so now he's got to come right across to the right hand side of the table. He's got to make sure he comes past the 8 ball, otherwise he won't be able to pot the green. May go forward again, 2 rails. Could draw it out off 1 as well. He's gone this way because off the 2nd rail, you see how he's coming into the potting line with the green 6. He's hit that really nice. Just one good shot here now, and you'd think he's done enough. It was a testing run out, this, especially in rack 1, Phil.
Yeah, just the kind of start he would have wanted. SOUTO winning the lag and breaking dry, and SZEWCZYK immediately getting some very useful table time apart from anything else.
Yeah, playing for this 8 in that left centre, but he's not straight, so he can't just roll it in for an easy 9. So he's got to get this one right, the pace right, using this bottom rail to bounce back out for the 9. How's the pace? Looks good. Really good run out this has been. To say it's been the first rack off a dry break as well from his opponent, this'll make him feel like a world champion. made the one, but the cue ball was a little similar to his opponent's break. Just watch him get too much into this. It comes over towards the side. But the main thing is he's potted a ball. Looks quite thin this, but I think this will cut. He's going to need the bridge or a really long extension. Well, he's a bit of a lefty as well, Phil. Let's see what he's got here. It's not often you see this at pool, is it? Because most of the shots are reachable. I think we'll stick to the right hand, WOJCIECH.
Yeah, in snooker it's been remarkable. When I first started covering the game, hardly anyone switched hands. Now, pretty much everyone does, and so many of the players are absolutely brilliant in terms of their ambidextrous skills. Obviously, people talk about Ronnie O'Sullivan, but the new world champion, Wu Yize, left-handed, he's mustard. But as you pointed out, in snooker there are far more shots where you have to reach, and so being able to be a switch hitter, if you like, is a real advantage.
This is a shot we like, Phil, the kick and stick. Kicking in behind the ball to usually send it full distance to the table and keep the cue ball in the area of the ball you're hitting, and that's worked pretty well. And in no time at all, we're going to see a jump shot. Now this jump shot pot is something that seems to have vanished in the modern era just because the pockets are a bit more snug. Right, first chance in the match for last year's runner-up. Yeah, just raising the back arm up a bit here, so he's going to be stunning this in hard. Lovely. Got quite a big angle there. Yeah, I kind of like that decision. Try and get over to that right hand side cushion. Guarantees yourself a look at the pink four. This is all about pace. Watch outside pocket, this can start to get a bit scary. May play it in the other pocket now. Choice of bottom corners here. Jonas is definitely the faster, more plays on instinct than WOJCIECH. Just keeps landing a bit funny. He's landed quite straight there as well, hasn't he? If he had a bit of an angle, it'd have been fine. So he might have to draw this back or pinch a bit. Sometimes the players go rail first on this shot. Yeah, just pinched a tiny bit, and all depends on if he can dig into this cue ball. If you just kind of play this plain ball with a stun shot, the cue ball goes into the 8 ball. So he's got to dig into this to try and miss the 8 ball. Otherwise, the positional shot's going to go wrong. Done well, good shot. Tell you what, Phil, if he gets the job done here, both players have knocked tricky little finishes in the opening 2 racks. When the balls also go over the pocket and you play 6 or 7 stun shots in a rack, we call that a road map. It's like an easy finish. Sort of finish Phil Yates could knock in. But these have been awkward.
You are prone to exaggeration, Carl, but you're right, it's been a clean start.
wants the cue ball clean just because it's landed near the rail, so rolling it through, if you get a bit of a skid, could result in missing the pot.
It's not, and he has been.
Back-to-back dry breaks. This needs to improve quick because you are not going to win matches if you keep dry breaking.
A delicate operation to remove the template. I think the picture was frozen for a moment. Can't blame the referee there for stalling.
Over sliced that one.
Yeah, the first true potting mistake of the match.
Trying to use the purple 5 to lay the hook. It's not fantastic. I'd have preferred the one ball to come down table just because the kick shot is mega easy, the jump shot's easy. This needs to slow down. He's going to leave this one. He will not be happy with that kick shot. So many balls on the table to hide behind. Jonas really lets you know what he's thinking, doesn't he, Phil, when he's at the table or in his chair?
Yeah, a real bundle of energy. Well, he played that with lots of check side, but surely he was never going to apply enough.
Yeah, that's gone drastically wrong. Could go close to potting this. Off the left rail. 2 ball in the top left pocket. Right. Hook yourself behind the 5 though. You might get behind the 5 here. Watch this cue ball spin. It's going close to the side. That's a nice roll. Yeah, looks awkward this one, doesn't it? He can't get to it off the right hand side rail. He can't go on the left side of the 3 and spin it. That would need quite a lot of swerve. He's looking at going in between the red and the 9, but I think the angle takes it into the 6, so he's trying to swerve it and squeeze it off the rail, create an angle. Now he's getting the jump cue. He's going to jump over the 3 and play it that way. He might knock the tip off. Be careful.
Yeah, a very aggressive chalker of the cue.
He didn't get away with that one. So WOJCIECH in rack 3 got away with it.
He's not been perfect in this rack so far, SZEWCZYK, but I'd be very surprised if he didn't dish here.
Yeah, the little bump on the 7's nice because he can guarantee the right angle on the purple ball. So get back for this green 6.
Didn't see the need to get too close to the green 6 ball. Just how you like them. Easy peasy. SZEWCZYK, a 31.
Yeah, that's better. The direction of the cue ball was where it needed to be. No one picked WOJCIECH. SZEWCZYK though.
No, he seems to fire under the radar. He won the China Open last year, the World 10-ball Championship in 2022. He's a 3-time Polish 9-ball champion, which is a real achievement in itself. One of the toughest national titles possible to win. And he's been winning for 15 years. He won the European Junior 9-ball Championship in 2011.
Extension called.
Well, he tried to put either or that, didn't he? The blue or the brown 7. And I'm sure he's glad as he sits in his chair, Phil. The brown didn't fall. After contact, a ball must hit a rail, so the referee will have looked to see if this blue 2 is touching that rail, because this is going to be delicate.
Well, he did make contact, just about caught the paint.
Yeah, so if that 2 ball was touching the rail, it would have been a foul, because after contact, no ball touched the rail. I hope that one's right, Phil, because you know what I'm like with the rules. Getting them wrong, getting a lot of stick. Delicate. Nicely played. Just that one ball to try and hide behind. This is the thing with 9-ball, you know, when you look at the safeties, it doesn't take long before one of them goes wrong. Either an escape out of a hook or someone playing the safety. You always feel like 4 or 5 shots, someone's going to have a go at something.
Yeah, of these two, SOUTO is the more inspirational. SZEWCZYK is the more measured. It's a clash of styles, actually.
Yeah, so a couple of sort of safeties here, and WOJCIECH's going to have a go here. Just got to be careful here. He's just going to drop this red 3 ball onto the 7 ball, but he doesn't want the red to fall in. And then he doesn't want to draw it back and risk it, so this is a soft touch he needs here. Doesn't want this to go in. Yeah, he's hit it on the edge, so it comes back out. That purple 5 ball is a possible plant fill onto the 9. You don't often see the 9 ball pool players like bumping balls out like you do in the other forms of pool. So we'll see where he lands on this pink in a minute. Still got to get this one right. It's not a gimme.
Well done.
Got the break where it needs to be at now. No shot though, so it's going to be a push out called.
Carl, how are you with the push out? Because it can be a really complex process, psychologically tough, because you've got so many choices, an infinite number of choices in many respects, and you just have to think about what your opponent, what his strengths and weaknesses might be.
Yeah, you've got to think about your opponent, so I used to kind of like leaving a real difficult pot and hopefully you get it back and then you just get down and smash it in and sort of feel like you've got one up over your opponent. But it's a little bit more tactical in the sort of modern day 9 ball just because the breaks change, so there's a few more balls on the table after the break shot.
The one obvious thing to do if you're playing a snooker pro, because there were 3 in the field here, is to leave a jump shot because they're not accustomed to that. But when you get down to 2 very experienced players who've got every shot in the book, then pushing out becomes more of a brain teaser. And with only a limited amount of time to do so, best not second guess yourself.
WOJCIECH, please play again.
Yeah, Jonas likes to give it back a lot though. Shane Van Bonen, he's one of them where he rolls out and everyone gives it him back, and it's because he's left such a brutal shot, but he likes to fly crazy shots off the push. He's very good in that department, Shane. I don't know if he can see all the 2 ball there. Well, he can. Yeah, so it's a miss it. So this time WOJCIECH doesn't play the shot he wanted, and Jonas rightfully gives it back. Now, yeah, he's got the hook. You might be thinking good shot, but it's not a good shot at this level because he's put the two right onto this rail. WOJCIECH can come off the right side rail. It's a massive target, and because it's close to the pocket, he'll go close to potting this. Jonas knows this side in the chair. If the two ball had gone near the brown 7, this shot is not on.
Foul, ball in hand.
I never expected a total miss.
No, that has got to be marked down. It was a shocker.
Please start the clock.
Look how big the target was. Done well to find that little gap.
Foul, ball in hand.
Maybe we've seen a little bit of a weakness there. The kicking. We'll pay attention to that for the remainder of this match.
Just run this one past you, Carl. Maybe it's just my perception, but I think this week we've seen ball in hand from missed kicks far more often than normal.
Yeah, maybe. I've not been paying that much attention, but I know what you mean.
Again, I'll reiterate what our colleague and sage of this game, Jeremy Jones, always says: it pays to hit them. It really does. When you have ball in hand at this level, you are expecting to run out.
Double checking his angle, but no drama here. Just play for the 8 in the right side. I'll say no drama, but he's under hit this, so cue ball needs to travel. He either needs to rip this in, come off left rail, or he's got to go forward off the top rail. Of course, if it was straight, just roll it through. Leave yourself a pot. This should have been straight.
No.
Likes to break with more power. Jonas, outside chance of fluking the 9 on the break. Got it moving. That won't matter. What matters is he can see the blue 2. The new colour blue, Phil. Pastel blue, maybe.
Yeah, like the sky this week, which has been very unseasonable. So warm in Brentwood, Essex throughout the tournament.
Overdone this one.
There's Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, big fan of Jonas SOUTO, good friend of his. FSR suffered 2 surprise defeats this week, one by Fabio Rizzi of France, the other by Dean Shields.
6-1 up on Dean Shields as well, so Dean Shields, one of the 3 Brits to qualify for the final 16, did very well in that game. Kind of making a bit of a name for himself as well.
Now, you're not going to deny this one, Carl. This week, I don't think we've ever seen instances repeatedly where a ball is almost stopped over a pocket and eventually fallen in. We had one 3 ball. It was there for what seemed like an age.
Yeah, it's happened quite a lot. Must be something in the air.
I'm not saying he's going to win, but it seems to me as though SZEWCZYK is the more dependable of the two. And at the age of 31, he's very much in his prime in terms of being a pool player. He's got enough experience, and he's also got relative youth.
May come twice across. He may play this with left and spin it round the angles. Nicely done. Good pace.
Running England.
Yeah, the break shot has definitely improved after that first one. And he's got a really good look at this blue 2 ball. All the balls look to be there. The pink 4's on the top rail, so from the red ball he's got to get up there, but it's not too difficult. I'll say it's not too difficult. Second glance at the screen, there is a bit of work to do. Just because of where the green and the 8 ball is. The beauty is where this blue 2 is and the cue ball. He can put the cue ball anywhere where he wants, so this is by design. He's gone up towards the centre, so he's not stretching. The angle is left. It's a thin pot to go up towards the 8, I think. What kind of bump on the 8 is he going to get? Is it good or bad? It's bad. It's amazing how many times, you know, before the shot, Phil, if you went down there and said, Wojciech, will you just cut this in and hit the 8 and snooker me? You wouldn't be able to do it. It's amazing how that happens.
Yeah, he just caught the 3 slightly too thick. Could have hit that thinner. And then, of course, the contact on the 8 would not have been made.
Extension called.
Yeah, and he's got to kick the pink 4 to miss the green off that right side rail. If he contacts the green, he probably won't get the hook. May send the cue ball down towards the 9 as well, depends. Yeah, that was the second option. He's played this beautiful. Really, really well thought out, and a wonderful speed on the shot as well.
He carries a calmness around with him, does SZEWCZYK, and in these kind of high pressure situations, that's invaluable.
Good effort, really was. Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about a Polish player, Phil, not representing Team Europe, and of course WOJCIECH, he's been to a semis and a quarter-finals of the World Nine Ball in the last couple of years, but Poland have had success in a matchroom arena. They've had a World Masters champion and they've had World Cup winners. I'm going to put you on the spot, Phil. I'm sure you know. Who were they? Who won the Masters?
Karol SZEWCZYK.
Yes.
I should know that, I was there. And it wasn't just the fact he won it. Polish players dominated. That was in Kielce, which many years later hosted a World Championship.
Which team lost in the final of the World Cup, Phil?
To Poland.
No, Poland lost in the final, sorry.
That's a good one. Michael would know it, of course, off the top of his head.
Finland beat Poland in the final. Which two players played for Poland?
Was it SZEWCZYK?
That's one of them.
Maybe the man we're watching now.
It is, yes. It was indeed.
Extension called.
Yeah, I said they'd won it, but I meant they lost, obviously. Petri Mäkinen and Mika Immonen. That was the year Finland won it.
Yeah, the World Cup, 2-player teams. It's always been a fine event, and it will be again, because there are so many nations now who could provide a really powerful duo.
Well, that was in 2012. So WOJCIECH was extremely young then, wasn't it?
Teenager, yeah. That was the year after he won the European Junior. Smattering of applause, but look where this cue ball's finished. Wanted it to either stop or bounce, and it didn't either.
Yeah, this is turning out to be in the early stages of this semi-final. A big break now, 5-2 or 4-3. You may be tempted to go here, go at the bank with an outside chance of a hook, but full-blooded into the top left corner. May cut as well, the 8. Yeah, well, I don't know about that one. It was very, very thin.
And as it's turned out, a gift for SOUTO. He was really disappointed not to gain shape on the 8, but he's got a second look. Nicely.
That's better as well. So both players have found the sweet spot on the break. This will cut, Phil. You might need the extension on the back of his cue. Looks a bit of a stretchy.
If you're just joining us, this is the first semi-final of the UK Open. The second semi-final will feature two giants, Joshua Phillip against Jason Shaw. In this one, SOUTO's first two breaks came up dry.
Got a nice angle. He can just come off the bottom rail and back out into centre. He'd love to come to the right side of this pink though. That way he can stun over for the purple. Just like so. That's gone wrong. Big time gone wrong.
There's a debate to say that's his worst shot of the match so far. And of course he lets you know about it. Nothing hidden with him. Just muttering away as he tends to do. But that was well remedied.
Yeah, that was pure quality, that. Couple of chances gone awry for both players here. Eyeing down the jump shot. You expect at this level he will go close to the pot here.
10. 5.
Now there you might have heard the words of Ben Taylor Fuente, who is obviously on the shot clock at the moment. He said 10, then 5. So clearly right now there might be a temporary malfunction with the shot clock.
Extension called.
Yeah, it seems to happen, doesn't it? It's happened at the Moscone over the years. The old technology for the beep has gone missing. That won't matter, the players know what's going on out there. Big shot coming up here. Some would say more difficult than the jump.
Yeah, if I was calling out those numbers, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, I'd be really self-conscious, because when he said 5, it was right on his backswing. But he has to do it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think 10 would be fine anyway. I think that for the beep. The players know. They're good at managing the shot clock. Each player knows how long roughly they take on certain pots and shots.
For the third time.
Got the 9-ball moving. It's a little high though for a golden.
One of those, Carl, where the 1 came so close to dropping, catching the jaw, then going to the other jaw, and then coming back onto the original jaw, and still refusing to drop.
Yeah, tiniest of angles. Sort of the type of shot where you sort of want to roll it, but rolling it for a professional is just a shot that we never really get used to. If he goes with a bit more pace, it's hard to see which pocket he's going to get on unless he pots it clean. Good hit, good shot.
It really was clean, wasn't it?
Angle on the pink 4 is everything. Don't leave yourself straight on this one. Yeah, now he can stun out or he can go forward 2 rails. Same again, same rule applies. You need an angle on this 5-ball. Now you've just got to be a bit careful here because of the brown 7. He's either going to take a gamble and come below it, or he could stun over to the left above it. Let's see which choice he decides. And he's took a gamble to come below it. Hit this pretty good as well. So much reward in 9-ball for leaving yourself big angles. The only time you don't want a big angle is when you're on the 9. You want it as straight as possible. Like this shot, it's never ideal. If you've got a big angle, you can stun it off rails. Now he's got to draw it straight back. And look what happens. Unbelievable. It's amazing because 9-ball's such a big angles game and you spin the cue ball around the table. When you've got a shot like that, it's amazing how many times you mess it up, Phil. Unbelievable.
Not for the first time, fails to get shape on the 8.
Extension called.
He's got to fly at the bank, hasn't he? Into the side. He's gone corner. Watch out, cue ball. Where's the cue ball? He's forgot about the cue ball. Wow. He was playing sort of a two-way bank. He played it into the corner. If he misses it, it often finds itself on the back rail. He put everything to the bank, but he forgot about the white.
And the 9 is
Good
nothing
SZEWCZYK
more than
wins
a
the red.
formality.
And a lot of that comes from what your opponent does next, Phil. Will SOUTO get away with it, or will he get the ultimate punishment? I.e., will it be a break and run? Will it be you come back to the table in the world's hardest snooker? We just don't know. Also, I can get through to the blue, but it's long. Yeah, he can get through. The cue ball's near the rail. These are nasty, these.
Well, it's very early in the rack, Carl, but I think we can safely say potentially it's the most important shot of the rack, because if he gets this with shape attached, they're all there for him.
Yeah, this is so low percentage, so he's jacking up. He's got to spear this in. He's got to make sure he doesn't land behind the 8. He's got to land on the 3. Well, that is just absolutely splendid from WOJCIECH SZEWCZYK. Them shots can make you look foolish. Now he's got the opportunity to keep Jonas in his chair, who will, I can assure you, be thinking about that 7 ball. So if WOJCIECH can get a break and run here, that missed positional shot and the scratch is going to cost SOUTO 2 racks, not 1. He has a very peculiar cue action, doesn't he, Phil? He sort of cues up really fast at the beginning, and then he sort of stops as if your TV's on pause. Then he goes again and he delivers the cue. I think it's more on the big shots though, you know, like that type of shot where he's thinking, if I get this one right, I should run out. Look, there's that big fast swing.
Yeah, the actual cue delivery is very orthodox. It's what comes before, as Carl said.
Yeah, in some sort of capacity. A bit like Efren Reyes to a degree. There's that big long pause I was on about, Phil. This is going to come round nice though. I think he's going to get the break and run.
And this is suddenly looking a little bleak for SOUTO.
Well, he's just let that cue ball slide forward a bit from nowhere. Yeah, okay. Small lifeline here.
SOUTO's inability to get shape on the 8 twice has cost him. Well, it cost SZEWCZYK.
Well, he's got to fly the cue ball around the table here. And the beep is back. That's not bad. Well, this one, Phil, to turn the screw onto your opponent. As I said, if you're just joining us, it was 5-3 to WOJCIECH. Jonas SOUTO looked like he was going to clear the table. A really easy finish in the end. He made a mess of it, scratched, and this has been off the break. It's done, as he's got the break. Can he do it again? He needs to fluke a ball. No, okay. Jonas, has he got a look at the one? He is, he's straight out here. He's missed his one ball on the break. A reprieve here. This has been very kind. Yep, he's 7-3 down. This could have been a lot worse. He's not happy, but I think on reflection, you're still okay here, Jonas. I know you don't want to be lifting the back arm up and queuing over a ball. I think he's got a bit of an angle, so he can go forward. He's had to drop it, sorry Phil.
No, I was just going to say, you can't really complain too much because he put the cue ball there. And it wasn't too much of a task, was it? Obviously limited what he could do positionally for the 3 and consequently for the 4.
And that's gone wrong. It just seems to be the positional side of 9 ball what's catching him out in this semi-final. Has he got the full ball hook? It does not look like it. Looks like there's a piece of this ball. Doesn't look like he can get through to the bank in the side. It looks like he can only hit the top of the ball. So he's going to run this cue ball up towards top right end. Try and use that purple as a blocker. Watch you don't scratch, buddy.
Extension called.
That number 12 on the back of his shirt, we found out yesterday through Abigail Davis, it's to do with his squad number. He'll try and get the cue ball back up to where it is now, I think. Try and get the pink on this bottom rail. It's a tiny bit lighter pace, this. This looks good. Looks like he's got the full ball hook, which means he's got a kick at this ball.
SOUTO, as he walked around the table, stole a glance, looking to see whether SZEWCZYK can get past the 7 for the potting angle on the 4. I think from SOUTO's quite neutral reaction, he can't. And there you can see, definitely not.
Kick and stick though. Separate the balls. Yeah, wants this to stop on the rail. Just means the pot is going to be a little harder. This does cut though. It's super thin. There's a lot of distance. He may come in behind it and play the same shot we've just seen. Yeah, he's playing the kick and stick, but his attempt has gone wrong. Very attacking player, SOUTO. You don't want to be getting bogged down. He's a good shot maker. I feel like he could have had a slice at that one, Phil. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I thought he'd take it on, definitely. Play to your strengths. Here, don't get confused, by the way, about the 4-ball. It is a really tough pot to the middles. These middles are so tight, there's no margin of error.
I think it goes in the corner as well, though, past the 6. It's played for the side. The other thing in all, Phil, is what Jonas has got to realise is this week some of the balls have rattled, stopped and fell. They're playing on more of the generous side this week.
Well, they're certainly more generous than they were at the UK Open 2 years ago, and I thought those pockets for that event in 24 were the tightest we've ever had on the World 9-ball Tour. They were brutal.
This is where he'll take his time. He'll get down, he'll do that really fast swing on the cue action, then he'll pause for about 4 seconds because he knows this is the key one here. Very unique, that. Never seen anyone cue the ball like that.
Yeah, it's like a golfer who has extremely fast practice swings and then a very languid real swing.
The big long pause at the cue ball also becomes longer the more difficult of the shot.
This is not going to script for JONAS SOUTO. The leading man in this feature is at the table. And you cannot escape the...
Missed the one, but he's made another ball. And he's on the yellow one.
He apologised there before the ball stopped rolling. That's a dangerous occupation.
Yeah, it's the red 3 next, so he's got a bit of an angle. It wants to sort of come away from the red area. So he's opted to play it down this long rail.
Extension called.
This will feel like the 9-ball, this Phil. He knows if he gets this one right and gets on that pink 4 with a good little angle, all the balls are there. That's why pool players always play it into the rail, so when you're watching you think these pockets are massive. When it hits the rail you've got more chance of potting it. Obviously in the game of snooker you aim for the bottom jaw. He missed the rail and he missed the pot.
At least the 3 is not in a possible location. But it will be after this.
Sorry, Phil, I'm going to say this needs to slow down. Jump cue, maybe, or two-rail kick. Yeah, he's going to go 2 rails. Could pot it in the right side pocket if he hits it right. Yeah, good shot. Very good shot indeed.
I think it's fair to say that SZEWCZYK has had a little more favourable run than SOUTO, but that's not the reason he's in front. He has been the superior player so far.
Yeah, what stands out to me is that racket 5-3. SOUTO's got them all over the pocket. He doesn't get on the 8, he scratches, and well, now we're at 8-3. Could have been 5-4 with the JONAS to break. This needs to find the top rail, which it will. That's alright.
I think SZEWCZYK falls into that group of players, a large group of players, who I think he's done a favour by the shot clock. He plays to a nice rhythm. Sometimes I watched him on outside tables, and he does have a tendency to get a little tactically bogged down. The rhythm he adopts on the main table, because of the shot clock, I think suits him much more.
Well, we know what angle WOJCIECH's got here. He's got a good one. He can get back up table for his next ball.
In the last couple of racks, I've heard a fair amount of shouting from just outside the arena. Hope that doesn't spill over into it. We had one lone individual the other night who just randomly screamed at the top of his voice and then ran off.
Maybe it's Francisco Ruiz trying to turn this match around for his good friend.
The level of order amongst the crowd here, exemplary. Two years ago, Mieszko Fortunski of Poland got to the final of this event, lost out to Robbie Capito. It's Fortunski's. Well, talking fiscally, as he produces a very good break there. If he gets to the final, he's on $18,000. That's equivalent to winning two of the smaller World 9-ball ranking events around the world. And what a break this was.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a nice angle just to top it through off one rail.
He's Mr. Reliable, isn't he?
Yeah, that big shot of a rack, he knows what's needed on them, and he just sort of takes his time a bit more, and he sort of builds himself up for that shot. And that was the big shot in this rack, because if you look at where the balls are now, they're all sitting pretty.
The way he started this tournament suggested that he was in pretty good nick. First four matches he won 9-2, 9-3, 10-3, 10-3. And he's just carried on, bringing the heat. Anyone who can beat Declan Catchy 10-4, as he did yesterday, merits consideration.
Phil, it was 5 racks to 3 when Jonas SOUTO was at the table. He had 3 balls left, all very easy. He underhit the positional shot from 7 to 8, then scratched on the bank. That would have made it 5-4 with SOUTO to break. It's completely changed the match. Wow, it's going to be a dry break.
It's amazing how often that happens when a player builds a lead and they've broken really well, and then just on the verge of victory they break dry. The classic example was Tyler Steyer earlier this week. He broke brilliantly, I thought, against Moritz Neuhausen until his last break when he came up dry. He did eventually win, and that was a real confidence booster for the man from Wisconsin. But yeah, very similar to what we've just seen here.
Yeah, he's on it, but it's not ideal. If he tries to draw the cue ball back, cue ball wants to go in that side pocket, so it's going to be a safety off the first shot. Yeah, it's the safety. I've noticed that with Jonas a bit. He plays safe, but he doesn't think of the actual safety that is left. I mean, it's an easy kick and stick really at this level. He'll just go straight in behind it, leave the cue ball there, and just get the blue down here somewhere. Well, he's left a pot, so from blue 2, what can he do with the red 3 ball? That's a good one. That's a lot better. Good speed there from Jonas. Still expect him to get out of this and hit it. And that's the reply.
The way the 5 and 9 were configured in mid-table, they did provide quite a barrier. And here we go again with that queuing of SOUTOs. The way he puts the chalk on, wow. There was some venom in that one, and it might be his last shot of the tournament. When a ball is over a pocket, it's always difficult to judge shape. He still has the 4 available, but of course when you play a shot as thin as this, control of the cue ball becomes problematic.
Extension called.
Oh, this is a beauty. That was a real good positional shot there. Even clapped by his opponent.
Carl, as always, you were spot on to highlight the the crux moment of this match. The 9th rack win. JONAS SOUTO didn't get position on the 8. He took on a bold bank. He knocked in the bank, but scratched. And ever since, he's enjoyed no further success.
Yeah, without doubt, that was the key point of this match. I think JONAS thinks a couple of times he's been a bit unlucky and whatnot, but listen, deep down, he knows better than anyone. He's played in hundreds, if not thousands, of these matches, and when you don't take them easy chances, the game has got a funny way of punishing you. It didn't when he beat Yap. He got away with one there. He isn't going to get away with this one.
And it looks as though the man with number 12 on his back is going to win 7 racks in succession to put this one to bed, although he came very close to his work there.
Yeah, went through that little gap and it just stopped enough, and it's always a bit of a scary shot when 2 balls are close, but I think this has just fell nice. Phil, he can just dink it in. He's gone round the houses and he's going to land on that 50-yard line, so this should have been a lot easier for the match, but this is for the match.
Yeah, the man they call Master Chef has made a meal of his position on the 9. Really was something from WOJCIECH. You know, at the age of 24, JONAS SOUTO